A military operation involves deception. Even though you are competent, appear to be incompetent. Though effective, appear to be ineffective. First learn to become invincible, then wait for your enemy's moment of vulnerability. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. All war is based on deception. Be where your enemy is not. He who relies solely on warlike measures shall be exterminated. He who relies solely on peaceful measures shall perish. The true objective of war is peace. A battle avoided cannot be lost. The successful person has unusual skill at dealing with conflict and ensuring the best outcome for all. Winning strategists are certain of triumph before seeking a challenge. Losing strategists are certain to challenge before seeking a triumph. If the enemy leaves a door open, you must rush in. The height of strategy is to attack your opponent's strategy. Thus, though I have heard of successful military operations that were clumsy but swift, cleverness has never been seen associated with long delays. The art of war is self-explanatory. Pretend to be weak, so your enemy may grow arrogant. The line between disorder and order lies in logistics. Do not engage an enemy more powerful than you. And if it is unavoidable and you do have to engage, then make sure you engage it on your terms, not on your enemy's terms. The military has no constant form, just as water has no constant shape. Adapt as you face the enemy, without letting them know beforehand what you are going to do. Agitate him and ascertain the pattern of his movement. All warfare is based on deception. If your enemy is superior, evade him. If angry, irritate him. If equally matched, fight, and if not, split and reevaluate. Concentrate your energy and hoard your strength. In war, numbers alone confer no advantage. Do not advance relying on sheer military power. Management of many is the same as management of few. It is a matter of organization. When torrential water tosses boulders, it is because of its momentum. When the strike of a hawk breaks the body of its prey, it is because of timing. What is of supreme importance in war is to attack the enemy's strategy. Unless you enter the tiger's lair, you cannot get hold of the tiger's cubs. You can prevent your opponent from defeating you through defense, but you cannot defeat him without taking the offensive. What is essential in war is victory, not prolonged operations. You cannot know if you will be successful or not. You can only prepare for battle, and it must be done with all of your heart and with all of your consciousness. In that manner, you will have an edge. If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. In conflict, straightforward actions generally lead to engagement. Surprising actions generally lead to victory. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and you know yourself, your victory will not stand in doubt. If you know heaven and you know earth, you may make your victory complete. In war, practice dissimulation and you will succeed. To fight and conquer in all our battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. Begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear, then he will be amenable to your will. Apparent confusion is a product of good order, apparent cowardice, of courage, apparent weakness, of strength. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. The expert in battle seeks his victory from strategic advantage and does not demand it from his men. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Know thy enemy and know thyself, and you will win 100 battles. When I have won a victory, I do not repeat my tactics, but respond to circumstances in an infinite variety of ways. Go into emptiness, strike voids, bypass what he defends, hit him where he does not expect you. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong, and strike at what is weak. Weigh the situation, then move. Bestow rewards without respect to customary practice. Publish orders without respect to precedent. Thus you may employ the entire army as you would one man. When you know both yourself as well as your competition, you are never in danger. To know yourself and not others gives you half a chance of winning. Knowing neither yourself or your competition puts you in a position to lose. The nature of war is constant change. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy! Through you we learn to be invisible, through you inaudible, and hence we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. It is 10,000 times cheaper to pay the best spies lavishly than even a tiny army poorly. The general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses makes but few calculations beforehand. Therefore a victorious army first wins and then seeks battle. A defeated army first battles and then seeks victory. When the soldiers stand leaning on their spears, they are faint from want of food. The dance of battle is always played to the same impatient rhythm. What begins in a surge of violent motion is always reduced to the perfectly still. The opportunity to secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands. If an enemy has alliances, the problem is grave and the enemy's position strong. If he has no alliances, the problem is minor and the enemy's position weak. The skillful employer of men will employ the wise man, the brave man, the covetous man, and the stupid man. No ruler should put troops into the field merely to gratify his own spleen. No general should fight a battle simply out of pique. In desperate position, you must fight. When you are ignorant of the enemy but know yourself, your chances of winning or losing are equal. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. One defends when his strength is inadequate, he attacks when it is abundant. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field. Rewards for good service should not be deferred a single day. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not, will be victorious. If you follow the enemy's shifts and changes, you can always find a way to win.